All right, good morning. How's everybody doing? For a free rider, the band that was just playing is who? Okay, great. That's a great band. So if you go see Norman, he'll give you a free rider of your choice.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
Coldplay. And in 2 weeks, I don't have a ticket. They'll be at NRG Stadium, which is one of my favorite bands. And they're from what country? Britain. Yes, correct. Yes, they're the British band. All right, cool. Who's got something good that they want to share and get us rolling, get some energy as we get some people that are joining online? Welcome online. You're free to talk as well. We got a guest speaker to jump into. Share something exciting we got going on in our world. Yes.
We got a new build under contract. Hopefully we'll close by end of May. So
End of May, new build. All right. Good deal. Good deal. Who else got it? It can be personal, it can be business. Something exciting. Can be online too. We don't know what you're doing on there, but we do know you logged on, you registered, and you're online. Anyone else? I mean, we're going to have to carry the energy the whole meeting? There's that big old law, bold law that sits in the back. It says, how you participate in here is how you participate everywhere. It's my favorite, by the way. Anybody else got something exciting? Going once? Going twice? Okay, great. Yeah, you're holding it out. You're winning riders, you got closings, and you got vacations. Excellent. Yes.
I recorded a podcast last week and it's coming out next week.
And what is your podcast on?
All things real estate.
All things real estate. All right. Awesome. Okay, anyone else? Okay, do you have this sort of work? It's not working.
Oh, I touched over here. Oh.
All right, here we go. We're jumping in. Don't forget tonight, right? We have our Ramadan, and if you haven't joined us, please let us know. You can still participate. It won't begin until when? Until the sun goes down. That's all you need to remember. But come in and join us and certainly celebrate. That's fun, and it's some great food. But join us for that as well. Anybody already coming? And if you like good food, just come anyways, and I'll eat anything, as you can tell, right? So it doesn't matter where it was. But Al Khatri and Rahina and several others have really driven that over the years. So join and support them at the same time. Okay, I'm going to come back to you. What time is it? Yeah, come on. He'll be pretty quick. What's that mean? Put him on the clock. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
It's Greg.
Hello, everyone. My name is Greg. I handle the marketing for the office. So I just have a couple updates I want to share with you guys. One, this Saturday is Shredding Hunger. So I know many of you have been sharing your flyer and promoting it. Remember, this is your event, an opportunity to nurture and connect with your database. We're going to have a video crew there. So if you want to have your own content, show up. When you're involved, the opportunities arrive. So be there. We're going to take pictures. We're going to, hashtag, use a KW Southwest hashtag. We're reposting on our own social media. So a great way to get your own visibility. Of course, we're supporting a great cause with East Fort Bend Human Needs Ministry. So, come out in a big way. Send a final reminder to your database via email, text, or social media. I mean, we're just a few days away. So let's get it. It's come out in a big way. Just a quick thing with agent marketing desk. I know many of you have signed up. We have over 100 agents that have signed up, and I know more will sign up for it. It's a free resource for you guys, so no cost to you. We have a bunch of templates for agents to use. So here's some examples. So one is a simple flyer. This is a great flyer that you guys can use for either social media or if you're doing door knocking, you just want to introduce yourself to a potential prospect or client. We call it an agent intro flyer. So it has everything already there for you. Just kind of swap out your name and print it and you're ready to go. So really, really awesome flyer. Also, we have some logo templates. I know a lot of agents are looking to create their own brand, have their own logo. So we have some templates. So here's what you could do with those templates. You could, one, just put your name on the same design, or two, you could do some extra work and redesign it, change the colors however you want it. But the idea is that to have this option available for you is no cost to you. You just log in, click on the template, you edit everything through Canva, and it's a really awesome resource. So I want to make sure you guys are aware of that. What's going on? Okay, we're gonna go manual. What's going on? Okay, cool. So with everything that said, in terms of using Canva or using design or anything marketing related, there's gonna be a Calibre class for marketing. So that's next week on Thursday, May 5th from at 11:30 a.m. And then now we added an evening class. So Tuesday, May 17th at 6 p.m. So whichever one works best for you, that's the one you should attend. Great for any for new agent or experienced agent. You want to learn a little bit more about marketing. We're going through anything is opportunity to ask any question as well. So that's available for you guys. Then that's all next month. And then we're gonna have some stuff for Red Day. So Tasha, you wanna come up?
Come on, Tasha. If you haven't heard about Red Day, here's your chance. Go ahead.
Hi, guys. Okay, so Red Day, May 12th, Thursday. We have 92 volunteers. Our goal is 100, so we're almost there. If you haven't received your Red Day shirts, get your Red Day shirts. Don't be that person that's out there volunteering and don't have their shirt on. Barbara is taking care of us with the shirts. They're at the front desk. They're $10. We have our sponsors. These are all of our sponsors. So we're feeding you breakfast. We're feeding you snacks throughout the day. We're feeding you lunch, and we're providing a happy hour.
Only if you work, though.
Only if you work. So
Go
we
to
do have
work.
a sponsored habit. So these are all of our sponsors. So next week, Jan Sadler will be here. She's the director of Habitat. She'll be here, and some of our sponsors will be here on next week too as well. So you can hear all about Red Day. So let's get to 100. We're at 92 right now. So.
All right,
Awesome.
great.
And that's all I got. How was my timing?
3 minutes, 3.5 minutes.
Okay, let's jump ahead. And did you create a slide? You got Chase on? Throw him on the screen for me, please. All right, a lot of questions that we have right now comes with taxes. When we tell that property taxes, right? Property and taxes compared to other states in Texas is what? It's high. And why is that? We don't have a state income tax. Remember, in every state, they're going to get their money one way or another. And the way that they do it in Texas is they get it from your property. And property values and appraisal, is that an easy process and done correctly? On those cases, no. And there's a little bit to know. And so we're going to jump on. We have a guest to join us today. Is it Chase?
Craig.
Craig, excuse me, Craig or Chase. Craig's going to join us, and he's going to explain a little bit to you, give you a little bit of value, give you an opportunity to open it up to questions as well. Craig, can you hear me?
Yep, I'm here. Good morning.
Okay,
Chad.
great.
Good
Well,
morning, everybody.
you're on speaking to the group. We got about 40 plus online, and then you're speaking to the room as well. So go ahead.
Oh, fantastic. I see a website on somebody's screen that's sharing, and I'd be great. Type in hometaxshield.com if you don't mind, unless everybody sees something else that I do.
We see you.
Okay, even better. All right.
Okay.
Well, hey, thanks for giving me a few minutes of time. I want to cover a couple of really important topics. The first couple of pieces of info are, let's cover the good news first. The good news is there's a couple of important things you guys need to know that have changed and are changing about property taxes in 2022. The first one is we've got a constitutional change on the ballot on May 7th for voters to vote for that will raise the homestead exemption coupon from $25,000 up to $40,000. So that's quite a big increase. It's going to save the average homeowner an extra couple $100 a year. So make sure people know about that and vote for it. I'll be shocked if Texas owners don't vote for that here in a week or two. The second thing related to homestead is that your new buyers can now file for homestead the day they move into the home. They don't have to wait anymore until January 1 the next year, which is what they used to have to do. And that delayed the benefit of the homestead exemption by at least 12, sometimes 18 to 24 months. So don't have them wait anymore. As soon as they move in and they've got their driver's license and they got their utility bills and all that good stuff, have them file for the homestead exemption immediately. And what's going to happen is that coupon, they're going to prorate the value of that coupon based on the date your owner moves in. So they'll get something that year, which is fantastic. All right. So that's a couple
Yeah,
pieces.
big
of good
deal.
news.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
One point of confusion amongst a lot of folks in Texas right now related to this improvement that you can now file for homestead when you move in is how is the homestead cap now treated? Okay. And the cap requires for you to have a homestead cap, which limits your taxable amount to 10% growth per year. For you to actually have a cap, you have to have a baseline year in which to cap. So what that means is that for new purchasers, not new homes, but new purchasers, that the first year that they purchase the home and file the homestead, they're not going to have a cap. That's the year that the cap, that the foundation for the cap will start. So the next year, if you pay 500 for a home, the next year your cap will be 550,000. But when you first buy a home, you don't have a cap. So I know a lot of people have been a little bit confused about that. So make sure that they know that if what they paid for the home, that there's a high likelihood that they will end up paying that property tax on that full amount without a cap. I think some people are expecting that right now. So that's an important kind of point of confusion. And I wanted hit just a couple of other items, but if there's any Q&A, any particular items, I'm happy to take a few questions with whatever time you guys have. But just a couple reminders, there is no risk to protesting. Your value, you will not get raised if you protest. It will not hurt your market value at all. And so there's no risk to protest. We are seeing, for folks that bought homes in 2021 and in 2022, we are seeing very large discrepancies between their new appraised value from the county and what they paid for the home. Big ones, not just 50, 60,000, hundreds of thousands of dollars in difference. Okay. So your folks, your clients that bought homes last year, make sure they protest. It's really, really important for them to do that this year. Okay.
Yeah.
So last point I want to make, we're really big on this because I know this is kind of really in y'all's sweet spot, but please, I will implore you, don't share raw comps or CMAs with your clients to try to help them protest your property taxes. Okay. It's really a bad practice because it doesn't end up helping your clients oftentimes, and they get pretty frustrated because of what the county does with that data. And then your client just gave the county proprietary data about all their neighbors, which does not help at all either. So we would really rather you sign up as a partner for Home Tax Shield. Let us help your clients with our proprietary data that doesn't disclose unnecessary information to the county, but still gets them good reductions and good results. So I'll post on the chat how you sign up to be a partner. If you're not already, it's free. And we'd love to help you and your clients this year. So if you got time for questions, Chad, I'm happy.
Yeah, recap those points again real fast. Start at the beginning and everybody's written those down. Recap those for us.
All right, no risk to protesting whatsoever.
Yep.
Okay. If you bought in 2021 or 2022, it is absolutely critical you protest because the county is going to get your purchase price wrong, almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
Okay. So got to protest. Don't instead of sending comps or CMAs to your clients, please sign up for our partnership program. It's free for real estate professionals, and use our platform to serve your clients with property taxes in the right way.
Yep. Awesome. And then we also have a big voting rule that's coming up. Tell us one more time about that. I need you guys to internalize this, right?
Yeah.
I need
Oh,
you to
that's
share
great.
this story. It's really important.
Yeah, so the legislature has already passed an increase from $25,000 up to $40,000 coupon. I like to call it a coupon.
Yeah.
It's a credit to your tax value if you have the homestead exemption. They've already passed it, but it requires a constitutional change in Texas, and only voters can vote for a constitutional change. So that's on the ballot on May 7th. There's some other property tax stuff that's in there as well, related to exemptions, disabled folks and elderly. Those are good things too. Vote for those as well. It gives everybody a break.
Okay, awesome. Good recap. Any questions online? Norman, if you read some in the chat, please share it. Any questions? We have people live today in person. Any questions? Okay, anything online that we needed to ask on? Norman?
If you haven't signed up for her. Okay, I'm planning to cash out refinance. Should I not protest?
Oh, so yeah, good question. Those are two completely unrelated separate events. It doesn't matter what your financial structure on your home is. It's separate and different and unrelated to protesting. So you can protest without any risk or any issues at all.
Yep, great. Good clarity on that. Anything else, Norman?
Nope.
All right, awesome. So the easiest way to find you is how, Craig?
I posted a link on our website to sign up. If you want to contact me, if you got any questions, I will put my email address in there as well.
Okay.
And we have a great support team that knows a ton about property taxes that can help people on the web, and you just jump onto web chat and ask away.
Okay, awesome. Well, great information. Thanks for joining us. We'll share that out as well.
Awesome. Thank you all.
Okay,
Have a great
perfect.
day. Go get
All
them.
right, you too. Thank you, sir. Okay, awesome. Any other questions not to him live on that? Do you understand the importance of this? We're a highly taxed property state, right? And this should just lower our taxations, and most consumers don't understand. Shoot, most real estate agents don't know this. Now you're smarter than the most. And second is the consumers don't get the importance of this. They don't even understand the 10% or the coupon, and those things are important. Okay, cool. We're done with that. We're going to pivot. So we're going to hit, yes, sir. What's the, you're talking about it's just laws to protect us. You vote yes, and you tell many people as you can, if you're a property owner in Texas, vote yes. Yes, and there's other things on there. I like also what he said on, don't just be sharing comps, because what happens is you share comps and the person that sits across from the appraisal, they take that data and you just made their jobs easier to raise your praise. They're not, Krista, are they our friends? They are not our friends, by the way. It will be used against you. That has showed up in our world before on other areas as well. We're just limiting taxation, and I'll argue that as long as I can. Okay, awesome. Let's switch up. Let's go to interest rates. You ready, Nico? I'm looking at you to come up. I was visiting with Dale, and we know interest rates. So let me put this in a perspective, and I'm going to share this. Your federal government, my federal government, right, wants to figure out how to slow down this inflation. They want to slow down the amount of spending in real estate and automos and any other supply and demand because our inflation, and the one lever they have is interest rates. And they've told us, you can correct me if I'm wrong, they're going to continue to rise to slow it down. And so what you need to know as a professional is how we're really clear on the numbers. And so I'm working with Dale and Nico, right, in a little bit of a partnership to give us a real good I like to see things. And we understand, we go, oh, it was, well, I've refinanced a loan at 2.75 on a 15-year. They were like giving me money, right? And then it went to the 3.5, and then it's gone up above 5. It's going to continue to rise. That does not scare me, by the way, but you need to also put it in perspective so people can see it. So do we have the sheet, or you just have it by hand? Okay, all right, take us over. Tell us, give us a little bit of background in what you have here.
So basically what we have is just what your potential buyers' purchasing power and how that's diminishing.
Yep.
So for example, and this is based on a conventional loan, credit score of 740 or higher, and a 43% debt to income ratio. So in 2020, a $300,000 home in 22 costs about $393,300. That's about a 29% increase from 2020 to 2022. So what did that mean for your buyer? One, their down payment amount is going to be more. Same house, there was $300,000 in 2020. Their down payment's now $19,000 versus $15,000. The key thing is the interest rate. 2020, the interest rate was at 3.25%. As of today, same client, 740 credit score, it's now 5.75%. So that's about 2.5% increase just in the rate. So what did that do for their payment? The principal and interest from 2020 has went from $1,240 to $2,180. That is a difference of $940. That's just in the principal and interest. That's not including if the property taxes go up, mortgage insurance, any of that go up. So their total bottom line, they're looking at paying about $2,039 in 2020, 2022, same home, $3,218. That's about $1,179 increase.
So those are real numbers. So same home, this is the values increase. This is interest rate. Oh, by the way, we just got on there. We know taxes increase. And this is what it's going to show up in a buyer's world, really going after the same house. Good number to put that in perspective. Now, when's the best time to buy real estate?
Now,
Always now. Always. I'm not afraid over here, but we need to put that in perspective, right? So then next slide, right? Because here's the impact on the rates. This is just a very simple $400,000 home, right? This is your rate. Walk us through this. Very simple.
so let's just assume it's a 1% rate increase. On a $400,000 home, the rate has went from 4.75 to 6.75. Principal and interest has increased from $2,218 to $2,465. That actual note have increased by $247 a month. Same $400,000 property.
So you get, this is where we, remember, these numbers are not locking anybody in, right? On the bottom, it says this is for informational purposes only. Contact your mortgage AMCAP professional today to get an exact number, but just tells you to get people off the fence today. And remember, they're going to go, I'm going to wait until the market changes. Oh, yeah, really? How's that going to work for you? It's not.
And as agents, if you also notice the annual gross income, where they qualified, make it 91,000. Now they will need to make 98,000 to qualify for the same house, which is that 1% rate increase.
That's Harper's.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We're going to lock some people out and get them. Okay,
Get 'em.
awesome. They will make this, they don't have it available today for you to hand out because with the mortgage company, they have a compliance program, right? And the compliance needs to give their stamp of approval, but we'll get this for something, right? Visuals are helpful. Okay, any questions on that or thoughts?
Chad, funny when you talk about this. This is a conversation that you need to be having with all of your. God, dog.
If you're online, you're having a little fun. You want to make sure Sharon Parker's talking. Now we can hear her.
This is a conversation that you need to be having with all
Yep.
your new buyers that are coming to you with approval, especially your first-time home buyers.
Yep.
Because a lot of these lenders, I done ran across 5 last week. And they got this approval and they're ready to go. And none of the lenders have had conversation with them what their monthly payment's going to be.
Mhm.
They hand them these approval letters, you're approved for 300 and go buy you a house. Okay, nobody said what your interest, told them how the interest rate's gonna affect them, how much their monthly payment's gonna be. I mean, one lady went to a builder $272,000 house. She didn't have no money. She needed the down payment assistance. Time they got finished with her, her note was $2,700. Now, you know yourself at a $272,000 house, no one with that price point cannot afford a $2,700 a month payment. But see, not just the interest rate, but the down payment assistant took her up. So you have to have this conversation. Don't be so excited about getting a buyer that you haven't had a conversation with. If you can have that conversation, visit AMCAP.
Yeah.
Them and let them have that conversation with them if you can't do it yourself, because you're running out there and you're just running blind when you do this, okay? And you get people in there and then you get to before closing and you start having this Scooby-Doo looks on your face, and that means they didn't know that this was going to happen to them. And then you're looking around going, oh my God, there goes my income, because they back out.
So that's called bulletproofing your deal. All right, here's the questions if you don't have. Anybody that's getting to buy a home, your first question is what? No. What's your first question? Will you be financing this or paying cash? You will never offend anyone by that question. If you go, what is your monthly payment? They're going to go, please, I got enough cash in the bank to buy 5 of these. You will offend them. So the first question is, are you going to be paying cash or financing this? And if you talk to somebody that has no cash, they're going to go, I wish I could pay cash for this. And then the second question is have you visited with your financial person, i.e. loan officer, to be really clear what you can afford? Because that is the number that we need to work with. Yeah, I can afford 500,000. We don't, what Sharon just going is they don't know if they can or not, because a lot of things have changed. So ask those powerful questions in the beginning. If somebody doesn't want to answer those, next. Or not, you'll spin your wheels. And then give them some illustrations along the way to go, here's a little bit of a visual to tell you the increase and why we need to do it. Remember, this is real estate, right? If I buy right here, and even if the market dips a little bit, right? Markets over this in 10 years always go up, right? Even if it dips, right? We're not going to have a crash. It dips. If you're going to be in that home for 10 years, it's always the best. But most people think that real estate runs like this. Some of you in the room think real estate's like this. And you go, well, that's a harsh thing to say. Is all I got to do is look at your net worth over the last 10 years, and I'll figure it out if you know this or not. Because when's the best time to remember? Real estate, your objective is to buy and let time work in your favor, not I'm going to time the market. Because if you get into a rate that gets to 6.75 and then the rates change, we can do what? We can refinance. Will you take refi business when the rates go down, Catherine? Okay, of course you will. And we refinance. Just the cost of money today, this is the cost. Doesn't slow you down. If you can make it work each month, go ahead and do it. Yes.
Okay, just one thing, go off what Sharon was talking about. It takes us literally like 5 minutes to print out a closing cost estimate worksheet for you guys. So if you have buyers who are looking at, they didn't get this house, now it's a different price point. Now their down payment's going to be different. Now the property taxes are going to be different. We can run all those different scenarios and give you and your client that breakdown.
Yep.
In a very short order.
Yeah, don't do it yourself. We have a rule that says stay in your lane, right? You know just enough to get them to hand it off. But that's important. Wouldn't you agree, Nikki? How many times we chase buyers around and we haven't even had this conversation? Stop it, right? And give it, and people see things. Even your audio learners, they hear it and then they flip the numbers in their head and the numbers are wrong. Give them something to look at so they understand the difference in the buying power. And then we can get really to some quality conversations.
Hey, Chad, I had a client in November last year, helped them buy a home. They called me yesterday. I'm like, what do you want? They're good people, right?
Yeah.
Well, Ernest, my friend, just bought their home last year.
Yeah.
And they're selling it $120,000 game. I'm like, guys, you just bought November. No, I said no. I read the numbers, $84,000.
Yeah.
So they're gonna do a change of focus. They're gonna buy a fifth wheel, and they're gonna. That's the norm. Or just.
Well, it's just remember what your home is valued at, right? The county has their version, really doesn't affect you until when? Till you're ready to sell. You say, Chad, that's simple. Most people don't understand that, right? If you bought a home and it dips a little bit, who cares? Are you moving? Right? All I know is historically, data will tell you you'll be solid. Go get in the home today.
Yeah, but Chad, I had talked to a lot of people out of selling to buy.
Yeah.
And the reason for it is because if they sell and they want to buy, they're having no problems trying to buy the other one and their monthly payment
Sure.
is much higher.
We,
So you have to have that conversation with them.
Yeah, that's a
I mean,
challenge.
As much as I want a listing, but I want to give my people service and I want them. to
yeah,
work.
unless a lifestyle change dictates, this is a reality, but if you want to get your kid in that school district for kindergarten, right? If you want to get closer to the grandkids, just this is a cost of it. And we still will pay for the lifestyle if it's important. Just know our affordability has changed. We just got to have those truthful conversations. And as a fiduciary, sometimes you say, I think it's your best option to stay. And since you're not going to do with the sale to me and I took care of you, can you give me a referral, please, or I won't be able to feed my family? And I'll take great care of them. I'm a little obnoxious with that, but that is your message, right? You show up, give them value, tell them the truth, and if it's the best thing to stay in there. All right, so you're hearing my message. We have a changing market. That's because the rise of interest rates and everything that's going on in the world, our world is going to change in the market. Some of you going, I'm already feeling it. Some of you are going, I don't even notice it. It will show up in the neighborhood near you really fast. But with that becomes opportunity, right? If you look at chaos is two things. It's danger, right? And it's opportunity. I love the opportunity. So I need to know what's coming so I can be really clear. So here's 10 reasons to celebrate. I took this from a group that I went to and I just really liked it. Number one is great agents with strong client relationships will thrive. Your database is your business is your database. The more you can pull in there and pull people close, give them solid information, and you have a solid database, you will thrive in this market. So when we teach you an Ignite or whatever we call the class we have now, what's it called? Calibre, when we tell you to get your database to 200 really fast, doggone it is so important. Get them there and you will thrive if you have a strong client relationship or just a relationship with people. Number one, agents will leave with no consistency in lead generation. Sharon, that excites Sharon because she's been through multiple markets. Do you serve people that are inconsistent? What happens to them? They're gone. I don't even have to compete with them. You got to show up. Tell me if I'm wrong, Jack, right? Tell me if you're not consistent with your lead generating, you'll be out of the business. Okay. Next one is agents will be easier to recruit. If you're growing a team, awesome. To the market center, it is an opportunity, right? The last shift that we have in recession, Keller Williams was 4th in market share, and by the end of it came out number 1. Because that's cool. We'll use it as an opportunity. They're easy to talk to you. Yeah. Here's another thing. Some agents will be retiring. No one in our group's allowed to retire. You got to stick with it. So what does that mean? Well, there's an opportunity. Either you partner with them, you do some things with it. These are things that are going to show up. We keep emphasizing this. Investors have increased holding costs. Oh yeah, we had the tax expert. He was talking about what? Homesteads. Investors don't have that protection. And your rates are going to go up. So some investors are going to go, what, Ernest? Get me out. Right? And if some of those are later in their lifespan, I don't know how to always articulate it, that's the best way to do it. They're a little bit older, maybe the start of these baby boomers, who's a big population, they might go, hey, I need to liquidate my property. It just doesn't make sense. We'll take care of you. There's an opportunity with investors in that aspect. Next one, number 6, absentee owners. Now is the time. If you know absentee owners and you can find them and get a list of it, go after your absentee owner, meaning they own in a different state. You know, what most investor groups, when they see Texas, they kind of cross Texas off the list to invest in, which is not always, but they cross it off the list. Why? Property taxes. They see the numbers, 3 something, and they get scared. Well, we know we could still make it work, but some of those absentees, there's an opportunity. Not just with investors, then go to your absentee, meaning they don't live here. That's easy to get a list of. Number 7, great agents focused on listings and database, increase market share. If I was to ask this to the ALC and they go, we're always supposed to be focused on listings in our database. And we go, yeah, now you really need to. There's a huge separation between professionals that show up during this time and the ones that do not. There's just a law in this. 8, is there a recession? There's an opportunity there. Remember, right? I don't remember how many homes were sold last year. Do you remember the number in the United States? 6 what? Yeah, it was 6 point. Good job. Where'd you get that from? That is good. Did you take a picture of that slide, Namesh? I need you on leadership. I need to get somebody awesome. Yeah. Last year, there was 6.1 million sales in the United States. So if we have a recession and it hits us by 10%, there'll be 10% less sales. What's 10% off of that? 610. So what's my total number? 5 point what? 5.4. Let's just call it, right? Even if there is a recession, right, and our sales go down, and you can question, will it happen in the Houston market? We have all sorts of other variables, meaning we're going to sell more homes than we ever had in previous years. Meaning there's all sorts of opportunity. Remember, opportunity doesn't go away. It just goes to somebody else. Hear that? You should be getting excited for this. Don't let anything else in the news get you concerned. This is such an opportunity. Yeah. It is, right? Baby boomers. Baby boomers consist in what age population right now? You know off the top of your head? Huh? 70 to what? What's the range?
It's 46, so it's gonna take 55. It's gonna be in your 65 or around there.
Up and vary. There's some variance of it. Remember, the baby boomers, the reason we do that, make up a large population growth. The next group that's that large is who? Millennials. But there's an opportunity with your baby boomers, because if you look at their net worth, they own real estate. It went up. It only went up on paper unless they do something about it. But you have an opportunity with your baby boomers. And the next one is investors and buyers will pay cash, keeping the market strong. Remember, people have more cash at their hands than probably any time in the history of the United States. We heard that in an economist who came a couple of months ago, American businesses have more cash in their hands. And part of that is because we were printing money and we gave it to them. That's another subject for another time.
I've seen more 1031 exchange than ever. In
Yeah.
12 years. It's crazy.
So what's a 1031 exchange? Explain it to us.
So basically.
Give him a microphone. Well, that way they can hear you online.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, okay. So, okay.
And you almost have 50 people online.
So 1031 exchange, as you know, we have with a lot of investors from California,
Yep.
West Coast, East Coast, all over the world. But 1031, so they sell their home, 1-bedroom home in California for what, 600,000. So they have X amount of days, 45 days to invest into another property so they don't get paralyzed.
What's the term? Likewise, yes. And that
Exactly.
criteria is kind of,
So they have a certain
Yeah.
amount of days
Yeah.
so they don't get taxed
Yeah.
on the profits
yeah,
from selling their home in California, basically.
yeah,
So a lot of those 1031 exchange are crazy popular right now because they see the opportunity here in Texas.
Yep.
In my opinion, I mean,
yep, no, I agree. Yep. Remember, we need to have solutions for all these, right? We show up with the, because we don't know what's going to present it to us with the seller and a buyer, where they're going to be. And we need to have really good solutions and a way to work through it. This is where a professional is needed, right? And we're in the Houston market. Don't listen to national news. Just creates it. Really study your numbers. Because I had somebody that went in a neighborhood that priced it, I thought was high, and they got it, and there was 3 or 4 more right behind them. This was last week. So we still have that too, right? We still have a supply and demand. Just get out there, get in relationship with people, tell them the truth, have solutions for them, right? Do not let anybody go to an iBuyer program if you're not in control of it. One is we have the product for you to run here. And 2 is just get there and tell them the truth. I just cannot believe why we have people going to other outside companies that are offering prices and we're not in front of them. Get there first. And remember, at the end of the day, 70% of people will only interview one real estate agent. Get there first, tell them the truth. Let's move on. Be real clear of your numbers. Okay? Questions, thoughts, ahas? Anything else that I missed I wanted to share? That's all I have. You guys are getting off easy today. Unless you have something really powerful to say. No one? Okay, great. Let's jump to that's all I have. Like, that wasn't very good. Moving it along. Okay. But I'll finish on this note. When you get some of these things, that's why I was telling you on the tax person, is make sure they understand, right? You're the professional. There's something you could shoot a video on. That's something you could put in writing to get people to understand the tax assessment and what they have at their disposal. And now we understand as soon as they close on their home, file your homestead. Because we used to always sit around in January and go, did I file? I can't remember. Right? Get it to them right away. Make sure you understand the legislation, what's up. I wouldn't see why Texas homeowners would not vote yes for all of those. That's to protect them.
Angie raised her hand in here.
Who did?
Angie, you raised your hand.
Angie, you raised your hand or was it an accident?
Yes, no. I do have a question about about the 1031 exchange.
Yes.
So basically, every investor has 45 days in order from their sale to purchase another property. Anywhere,
Identify,
right?
I think, is the right. Yeah, you have to identify the property. Doesn't mean you've closed on it.
Yep, 6 months, 180 days.
180 days to close.
To close, okay. And that's for investors only?
It's to defer your capital gain.
It's to defer your capital gains so you don't get taxed on it. So if you're a homeowner and you're not going to get hit with capital gains, it doesn't make sense. But a lot of your investors are trying to, especially in California, they were looking to propose another law that would hit them with another tax for capital gains. Yeah, I'm not making that up, am I? They figure out ways how to tax you for looking at it. You looked at the water, the Pacific, we're going to tax you for it. Am I lying, Jack? No, but when I'm telling you, there's a sweet spot to get people's money out of there and to come into the Texas market.
Now, there are people trying to take away what's called Prop 13 exemption.
Yeah.
From
Yeah. Remember, you don't have to be an expert at this. You got to know enough to create the conversation to get them to the right person. Because we tell them there's a 1031. This is the parameters. You need to go visit with who? Your tax accountant to understand all the tax and rules, but you can create the conversation. Just like we heard today with Home Shield, with Craig is, create the conversation. They know it, go contest it, but go hire a firm. I don't care what firm you hire. I just had him show up and go, come talk to our agents. I've used O'Connor and Associates, right? Now, if somebody just bought their house for 500,000 and then the tax appraiser comes back 450 and they go, we want to contest it. And they go, oh, we just purchased your home. Can we see a copy of your contract or your the seller's your closing statement? Well, you're never going to win, by the way. That sounds very basic, but most people do not understand that.
Every time you come across somebody wrong, to ask the client how many days they have left. I had a guy call me, he had 20 days left to identify the property.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he just he took it.
Yeah.
So.
So the question, the statement to Norman is if you have somebody that's already in that, meaning they sold their property and they're in the 1031 exchange and they're going, we need to find a like property, figure out how many days they have left to identify. And sometimes the window is really short while they're calling you. And they'll pull the trigger really fast, so because they have to. Doesn't mean they make the best decision. Okay, good. Anything else? Just keep adding these to your arsenal in your tool belt of tools that you have to help you when you show up. You go, we can have a solution to walk you through it and be a fiduciary, like Sharon says. Sometimes you might need to tell people, I believe it's your best option. I advise you to stay in this property today. But at the end of the day, their lifestyle dictates it, right? If a woman comes home, tells the man, I'm done with the marriage, I filed for divorce, they're not going to go, can you wait till the market's better so I don't have to go purchase that? Yeah, that too. There you go. Sharon has solutions. Okay. All right, let's jump ahead to our partners. AMCAP already got there, so we only have one. Melissa, give us something good.
Oh, I got something good. Don't I always? Why are you guys laughing? Why are you laughing? What's really going on here? Hi, guys. Okay, so today I'll make it really good. I think I have good stuff to say. So a lot of people have been liking this handbook. It's a home sellers handbook, stuff to know for home sellers. And then on the other side, it's home buyers. So it's half and half. And on the home buyer side, it talks about power of attorney, and it talks about a bunch of stuff, the criteria for a power of attorney, talks about exemptions, restrictions, and then what is a homestead, tons of valuable information. So if you have clients and you would like to just present them with the home seller and buyer book, I have it available downstairs. I also was just informed that Patent Title has season tickets to the Astros. So I will be, I don't know, at some point, I think in Red Day. So what I'm going to do at Red Day, I'm going to see who's there, and maybe we're going to do some kind of contest. We have 4 really, really, really good seats. So I'll be working on that for some kind of contest for Astros tickets. Ready for my fun fact? So do you know that days on Venus are longer than years? Due to its slow axis rotation, it takes 243 Earth days to spin once, but it only takes 225 Earth days to go around the sun. Thank you.
All right.
Was that good?
Well, you got to ask me on the spot. You ask them.
Was it good?
Yes.
All right, good job. Would you tell her no if it wasn't? Okay, good. Sapana would tell you. Right, Namesh? If you really want to know how you stand, just ask Sapana. She'll tell you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Kevin, come on up.
Appreciate it.
Tell about yourself. Thank you for sponsoring our lunch.
Not a problem. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for having me. Oh, right here.
that way.
Oh, right in front of me, right there. Just to introduce myself, my name is Kevin Holmes. I'm with Cross Country Mortgage. If you don't know anything about Cross Country, but we are one of the top 10 non-bank lenders in the country. Last year, we funded about $60 billion. We lend in all 50 states. Some of our product lines is everything under the sun. So we do the basic conforming Fannie, Freddie, VA, FHA. We underwrite directly to FHA, VA, Fannie, and Freddie. So we have no overlays, where you might find that a lot of different lenders where they have different guidelines on top of Fannie and Freddie. We underwrite just to their guidelines. So you won't run into any overlays in that realm. So we have about 30 to 40 different jumbo lenders from Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Chase, JP Morgan, all the biggest ones, where you'll never have an issue trying to find a home for your jumbo lenders for all types of borrowers. So some of the niches that we have across country is we do Alt-A products in-house. We don't broker them out. So what I mean by Alt-A is, for the self-employment, bank statement loans, 1099 loans, DSCR, which is a new popular loan that a lot of investors are doing, where you can, DSCR used to be really primarily for commercial properties, 5 units or plus, but it's moving into the residential where you can do a 1-unit investor on a DSCR, which is what they do is they just really look at market rent versus what the PITI is. And as long as it's 1-to-1, you can go DSCR. It allows like the borrower, we pretty much underwrite the property only. We don't underwrite the borrower, so there's no income, no employment. So it's really just the property. We do, asset-based lending. So based on clients that, your retired borrower that might have a lot of money in the bank, but not a lot of income, which is beneficial. The conforming Freddie does that as well, but they have a little bit more stricter guidelines than the Alt-A product. Really just, with the market right now, kind of where the market conditions are, where I'm seeing is, in my opinion, I think rates are a little inflated. The market's worried about inflation. I think we've seen the 10-year treasury, which is probably the most correlated to rates, go up about, at least 100% since mid-December. So we're seeing rates inflated off that number. So I think in the near future, I think we should see a little backup in rates over the next 60 days to, even out to where they should be. But in the long run, we hear what the Fed is saying with increased interest rates to combat inflation. We're going to see rates go up. So it's a good time for, any borrowers that might be on the sideline to hopefully jump in and get it why they can, get that loan while they can. So if anyone has any questions for me, that's just short and sweet.
Okay, you'll be around as well?
I'll be around.
All right, great.
All right.
Okay.
I brought lunch for
Thanks.
everyone as well.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing us lunch. Thank you guys for joining in today. Trust you got some value, right? Every market is an opportunity. Everyone needs a place to live that will never change. Lifestyles, right? Things in your life dictates a real estate needs. Get there first and help them, okay? We're here to help you as well. Don't forget a great lineup of classes along the way. If not, we'll see you next Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Thank you, guys. Enjoy some lunch.